Welcome back to our happiness podcast, Happyish. And each week we have a look at one aspect of happiness with the objective of increasing our happiness, everybody's happiness, if we possibly can.
Yeah.
So my name's Chris.
And I'm Sally. And we want to look at how it affects our lives. Can we do something more? What have we found out? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think by pondering ourselves, we can help other people to try to pull more happiness out of their lives,
that's
really.
Right.
I think that's
a bit of public pondering. Although
public pondering.
Sounds
Does sound odd, doesn't it? So what are we talking about this week?
Well, this week we thought we'd look at authenticity. Does it make you happier to be authentic? And I'd actually looked up the dictionary definition, and it's undisputedly original, not a copy.
Oh, okay.
Genuine.
So not just being yourself,
Well,
but being original. Not being a copy. Oh, because being a copy means copying other people or putting on a facade of trying to be what people want you to be. But no, you should be the real you underneath, not copy other people.
There's that phrase, isn't there? Be yourself, everyone else is taken.
I quite like that.
I've got a lovely Snoopy poster at home which says those very words. It's a little bit about knowing yourself and following your true thoughts, your true ideas, not following the crowd necessarily.
Yeah. So why would it make you happier? I suppose it's probably a little bit stressful to put on a facade and not be yourself, isn't it?
Yes. And it's also the plot of every movie that you ever watch, because who you really are comes out in the end, doesn't it? You know, the bad guy sucks up to everybody and pretends to be good, or the woman who's trying to seduce everybody pretends to be something she's not. And then it all comes out in the end. And
so you'll always be found out, do you think?
I think you'll always be found out because you know yourself, don't you? Anyway, it's a way of integrity, and it's an ongoing choice to be authentic or not.
I think it's really interesting to think about whether you can tell if someone's authentic or not.
Yes.
Because in some ways, how could you possibly know? But we do have just this sense of someone not being authentic. I remember years ago when I worked at Westland Helicopters, one of the big managers there was... I won't name names, but because you're looking anxious. He's probably dead now, but he was really horrible. He was really aggressive and nasty.
Okay.
And everybody knew that. He was known to be. But sometimes there'd be a social event in the evening, and we'd all go and have sandwiches and in some pub or whatever. And he was very nice then. He'd be really charming, and he'd be buying you a drink and chatting and telling jokes, having a laugh. And I remember at the age of sort of 22 or whatever, thinking, what is the real him?
Yeah.
You know, is he a nice guy who puts on this tough facade at work? Or is he a horrible man just pretending to be nice at social events? And I remember just being really worried about that. It sort of disturbed by it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't work him out because it just seemed really weird. I remember thinking, you know, if you are a nice guy, why not be a nice guy at work? And you have to be horrible to get results. He obviously thought he did.
Yeah.
But I was just fascinated by how you could have two personas, or whether maybe he was just tapping into a different part of himself at work. But I don't think so. I think he was putting on a facade. And I think actually he might even have had two facades. He might have gone a bit tougher at work and a bit nicer outside. He was probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, just be yourself.
Yes. So he wasn't revealing himself, so nobody really knew him. Because the other thing about authenticity is it's a little bit of vulnerability, isn't it? Because you're showing who you are, and then if you're happy with that, then you're having to cope with it or face up to it, or just
yes, it's
settle back
safer to
into
put
it.
on a tough outer shell.
Or it feels your body or your mind is telling you that that's the thing you should do. We're all wanting to fit into society, and right from when you're quite young, you're kind of encouraged to fit in. So it is a bit of courage.
Or maybe if you put on a facade and people don't like it, you can think, well, yeah, but it's only my facade.
Yes,
they don't like. It's not
that's
really me. Whereas if you show your real self and someone doesn't like that or attacks you or criticizes you or whatever, then that's really scary and hurtful, because that's the real you.
Yeah, except it is scary, but it also, you can be more confident about it because you can defend it and you can decide whether or not that is who you think you are.
I mean, I think if you put a facade on, you can only diminish yourself because you can only hide bits. You know, you can not reveal your sense of humour at work, let's say, or not reveal some of your beliefs or whatever. Yeah. And I think it's very hard to add things on, to add a sense of humour you don't have or something. So I think most people, anyway, maybe everyone who has a facade is functioning at less than 100% because they're only showing part of themselves. I think to be really effective at anything, you've got to be fully yourself.
Yeah.
Using all of what you've got. I think you have to. Can I just say I'm lucky because I'm half Norwegian, as you know. the cross you have to bear. And the Norwegians are really non-facade people. I don't know why. Maybe it's something to do with the geography of the place. It's cold and the people are very spread out. They haven't got time to put on a facade. If they're out of food, they just walk 10 miles to the next house and say, I need some food now. And the next Norwegian will go, yep, here it is. And they're just very direct. They just tell it like it is. And so I've been brought up with that. And I love that. I think it's brilliant. And I know that some English people find that a bit surprising or even rude because you're that direct. I remember years ago I heard somebody say to my mum, my mum said to somebody else, I like you. I'd like you to be my friend. And that's just so Norwegian. You wouldn't in England. You'd invite them round for tea, and they'd invite you back for tea just to be polite, even though they don't like you. And you'd think, well, they've invited me back. Does that mean they like me? And you just don't know. In Norway, they'll tell you. They'll either say, don't bother with any more tea. I don't really like you. They'll tell you, and it's great because you know where you are.
Yeah.
And so I've been brought up with that thing of just don't have facade. Just be who you are. And if people don't like it, well, tough, really tough on you, and them, and you just have to find a different job where you fit or a culture where you fit, rather than trying to adapt yourself to the culture and not really being you.
Yeah.
And I think that has stood me in good stead over the years.
Yes, and it informs how people react to you as well. If people think that you're authentic, then they feel as though they know you, and then they can react in the same way. Whereas, like your guy that you were talking about, who's really angry at work, then people around him will be angry or think that's how he wants to be dealt with as well.
Yeah, it was very confusing dealing with him. You didn't know what he wanted.
No, so that's a sign of non-authenticity.
But I think you're really authentic as well in your in your own quiet way. I'm mouthy and authentic and say what I think, but I think you're quietly authentic. Or are you putting on a facade? Or is there stuff going on behind
the whole thing is to show I'm not really here, people.
Yeah. But do you think that how most people see you is how you really are?
I think, well, I like to think so. But one of the things about authentic people is that they don't need external approval necessarily. So, because you know who you are and you're doing what you think is right, then you don't need people to go, you're right.
I do want external approval, though. I do want people to like me or to like what I say, what I'm telling them.
But you're not. But
I guess if they don't want it, then they don't have to listen to it.
The question is, do you change by external approval or disapproval? Not necessarily.
No, I don't.
And I'm not. But
I don't think I can, because I think that's another thing. So, for example, if I was doing a training session and I was putting on a facade, like sometimes people say, when you next do it, could you do it differently? Could you be a bit more interactive, or could you not say this, or and my answer is no, I can't change, because if I was putting on an act, I could maybe put on a different act, but if I'm being me, I can't really change that.
No.
And so that's my answer to people who want me to be different. And I've seen other people doing training courses, and you can tell they're putting on a bit of an act. They go, right, hello everyone, and welcome to and you think, but that's not really you, is it? And then when you ask them questions, you then see the real them. After they've done their presentation, which was quite facade-y, when you get to the questions, you see the real person.
Yeah.
And I've always thought, I don't want to be like that. I want to be me. And I think it makes it better, because I think people can tell. So I think it's really important to have the courage to be yourself and to reveal that. But as I'm talking, I'm realizing that if you're an extrovert person with no facade, people see everything, and that's probably me. But if you're a quieter person with no facade, maybe they don't see all of you, because you don't put it all on display. You're not hiding it,
No.
but you're also not putting it out in their face like I do. Perhaps.
But authentic people know what to expect from you. The idea is that they'll know how you respond to a situation. They're not worrying about what you're going to do this time or next time, or they.
So what about
know
when
what you
you're
like.
What about when you're tactful and you decide to not tell someone that their clothes don't suit them, or that they're doing something that's just not a good idea, or something? Do you think being tactful is being non-authentic?
Yeah. Also, there's an element of what right have we got to tell people about things like that? So,
Yes, and will
would
they
you
listen
say
anyway?
to Zandra Rhodes that her clothes don't suit her? Or, people who just wear, because that's who they are. That's what they want to wear.
Yeah.
And so the authenticity comes from you just doing what you want to do, what you need to do. But it doesn't mean being rude and horrible to others. It's just being who you are, and then you don't have to worry about next time. It's the kind of,
And if they asked you for advice, then you could say, well, this is what my opinion is. My authentic opinion is.
Who knows what the artist intended? That's a phrase that I really love when you're looking at art.
Yes.
You don't know what the artist intended.
They wanted it to look like that.
Yes, they wanted it to look like that.
Yeah.
They did just paint a big square of black or whatever.
But is there a line where being authentic would get you into trouble, or would upset other people,
Well,
and it
it
would be a
might do,
bad
but it's-
idea? Or is it always a good idea? I mean, I don't know, actually.
I've got here, authenticity is alignment of the body, the heart and the soul. So if
Yes.
you're aligned with yourself, which, hopefully we are, certainly it's an aim to have, then the outside criticism doesn't matter because you're not interested in that.
And I do think it takes a bit of courage or stupidity, possibly in my case,
vulnerability.
to be open enough to say, well, this is what I think, and this is the real me.
Yeah.
And you may not agree with all of it, and it's fine. To criticize some of it or to disagree with it is fine, but to put it out there, I think does require a bit of courage. But so, what are we saying to people then? We're saying that they should be as authentic as they can, and it will increase their happiness as well as their success in life.
Yes, because you're not having to worry about appearing. So back to the guy who's nice in some situations and not so nice in others. Then he's all the time he's having to think, oh, who am I today, rather than just being who he is. So hopefully, or I like to think that people always know what I'm going to say because that I'm not hiding anything.
Yes, it's definitely less stressful for you.
Yeah.
And it definitely means that their relationship with you is more valuable because they're getting the real you.
Yeah. And yeah.
I mean,
So
I don't
it
always
doesn't-
know what you're going to say because otherwise, why would I even bother to ask you? So I think that's great that they don't know what you'll say. But what you do say will definitely be from you.
Yeah.
It won't be what you think they want to hear or how you want to come over to them.
Yeah. And it's another point of awareness. Sorry to bang on about that, but just personal alignment with where you are in the world and thinking
Yes.
about it, being consciously doing things.
Yes.
So that's what it is, authentic, when alignment between body, heart and soul.
Yeah. And is
So that-
integrity the same as authenticity?
This
I
is
just stole
what-
that from your notes. I
I
could see
know.
you've written, and I don't know the answer to that. That's too deep for me. I think it is. I think integrity and authenticity. I think being yourself. Isn't that what integrity is? But it's acting according to your beliefs as well, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just expressing yourself honestly to people, but it's acting according to your beliefs. Isn't that what integrity is?
Yeah. Yes, it is acting according to your beliefs, doing
Yeah.
the right thing. Just
But-
going, I'm not going to be
Yeah.
rude to that person, or I'm.
But if you're not authentic, you can't have integrity, can you? Because then it'll be weird because you'll be acting differently to how you're coming across to people.
Yeah.
So you have to come across to people how you are first, and then you've got to act according to that. You've then got to follow it up and have integrity as well.
Yes, and also that the idea that if you're not authentic, you might look good, but you'll feel bad because you can't back it up, or you're going to start worrying about backing it up. And
I like that.
covering
That's
your
really
tracks.
interesting. You might look good, but you'll feel bad.
Yeah.
That's a good little quote. I like that.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe we
Yeah.
should finish on that to show that authenticity is a route to being happier. Don't put on that show because other people don't know who you are. They can't love you if they don't know who you are. So that's a real route for happiness, isn't it?
Yeah. So be yourself, people. Take that risk. Go for it. It'll be fine. It'll actually work much better than you think, probably.
Yeah.
Shall we have a look in the amphora of aphorisms? An amphora is actually a Greek pot. This is, I think.
I can't reach. You need to tip it on this.
By the way, in case people think that we've only got one in there, I don't know if you want to actually have a look in the amphora of aphorisms, the cement mixer of whatever. There's actually quite a lot in there.
To get through.
But today's aphorism or quote is...
Gosh. Well, it's by Nicholas Sparks, who I think he's an author, isn't he? Anyway.
I don't know, actually.
If it comes, let it come. If it stays, let it stay. If it goes, let it go.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's a bit giving in to life, isn't it? Or is it just saying that have the courage to take opportunities when they come along and not hold on to things that you can't hold on to?
Yeah.
It goes back to trying to control things you can't control, I think, of it, doesn't it?
It's yeah.
If it comes,
Take
let
life
it
as
come.
it comes. Take life as it.
If it comes, let it come. If it stays, let it stay. If it goes, let it go. Ooh,
That's the hard one.
That's
Letting
really
it go, isn't
interesting.
it?
Yeah, that's the hardest one. The bit at the end, letting it go. Yeah.
Don't try and control your life more than you can.
Although
That's a bit of a strange
we're
thing
going to
to
come
say.
to it on a future episode, I know, but I am a big believer in goals. I think so. I think it's a good idea to have some plans of what you want to happen.
Yeah.
But if something different comes, then let it come. And if you don't achieve everything that you've got on your list of goals, or if something you were trying to do looks like it's going to go, I think probably letting it go. I think it probably is good advice. Not being totally obsessed with your goals and clinging on to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's a really interesting quote. I like it. It's good.
Okay, that's one to use for the week. If it comes, let it come. If it stays, let it stay. If it goes, let it go.
And who is Nicholas Sparks?
I'm sure he's an author.
Yeah.
Right.
So there we go. That's authenticity. Be yourself. Just a final thought on that. All my favourite musical artists are really authentic.
Yeah.
I think, if everybody from, say, Bruce Springsteen, he doesn't put on an act, does he? He sings what he believes. I really think, Adele is really singing from the heart.
Yeah.
She's not singing things that she thinks will sell or whatever.
No.
I think, and even if it's perceived authenticity, although I think with both of those people it's real,
Yeah.
I think that's what makes them great. It's the fact that they are authentic.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully that authenticity, as well as making me happy listening to them, is making them happy as well, because they're putting their real self into their music and their art.
Yeah. When they play it back.
Yeah, they're not just churning stuff out that's making money and feeling possibly slightly guilty about it. They're doing stuff they're proud of.
Yeah.
So authenticity making me happy and them happy. Music's an example. It just occurred to me.
Result.
Yeah, a result. Okay, so
Everybody's
if you found
happy.
that interesting, and if you want to hear more about happiness generally and get ideas for how you can work on yourself to be happier, then subscribe to the podcast, click on like, click on subscribe, send us your thoughts on all of that.
Yep. Who's your favourite authentic artist?
Yes, send us your thoughts to YouTube is probably the easiest way to contact us. We will always reply. And if you can give us some stars on the podcast, that would be really nice.
Please.
It helps people, it helps us and our egos, of course, if you can give us 5 stars. But more importantly, it means that people can find this podcast. When they search, we'll be higher up the list and people will find us, and that would be really nice. So if you could leave us 5 stars or even a review with some words,
Yep.
that would be really great. And we will see you next week.
Be happyish.
Yes. Bye for now.
Bye.